Hiya, I'm Jasper, and welcome to your video review for Daredevil, the director's cut. So, as always, I'm going to be good, the bad, and the furry. So to start off with the furry, I don't think there was any. Might have been like a dog barking at some point. That's about it. Moving on. So, this is a movie that stars Ben Affleck, Jennifer Garner, Colin Farrell, and Michael Clarke Duncan. And I'm reviewing specifically the director's cut of that movie. Now, what I will say is that I've seen the non-director's cut a few times, and this is the first time that I've seen the director's cut. And it's not worth rewatching just for the director's cut part of it. It also has Jon Favreau, but he's not bad. It's not who I care about in this movie. So, the director's cut is just not worth it. It adds, I don't know how many minutes, I want to say it's like 13 minutes or something, but it's pretty much all just a B plot about one of the people that he's defending. That doesn't really affect anything long term. From the non-director's cut that I remember watching to this one, it doesn't get any better, it doesn't get any worse, it just gets a little bit longer because you have this extending thing. If you remember in the original, or if you haven't seen it, in the original, there's this courtroom scene where he's like, wait a second, how is that, I can detect lies, how is that got, Well, in this one, they get more into that and explain why and blah, 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 and it's unnecessary. So I completely understand why they cut it from the original. So what I will say is, in case you don't know anything about Daredevil, Daredevil is about a blind lawyer who got blinded as a child from chemicals, and all of his other senses increased, including he basically got essentially echolocation. He doesn't have to emit the noise, but noise hitting anything forms a picture for him. And kind of like Venom, loud noises is kind of also his kryptonite type of thing because he's really good at hearing, so when you blast really loud noise, he's a little sensitive to that. I enjoyed this movie. I know that a lot of people didn't. I'm pretty sure that most of the actors in this have also been oh, and kind of how Ryan Reynolds didn't like Green Lantern after the fact. I feel like a lot of the actors kind of felt like it. But I honestly really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was fun then. I've watched it a few times since, and I finally got to see the director's cut. And it's a fun time. The action sequences are great. For the CGI still holds up. For all of the echolocation scenes, which isn't always the case for some other things. Now, there are a couple of scenes towards the end where there's a little bit of rubberiness to the CGI for the things going on, but again, with the time frame that it was made in, I totally forgive that. It was cutting edge at the time, but yeah, it's a fun time, and the love story that gets going on with that is great, and Colin Farrell's character is just awesome. I don't know, I want to say this was one of the first times that Colin Farrell had a big screen debut sort of thing, or he got a lot of attention, but for me, this was kind of the start of Colin Farrell, and I love Colin Farrell, and he plays it up in this one. It seems like he's just having such a good time, and it's great. Also, Michael Clarke Duncan is a BAMF, as always. He is just an excellent actor, and he just has this physicality to him that is just awesome, and I totally believed every moment that he was on screen, everything that was happening. And it was just great to see. I loved it, and I think you'll love it too. So, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I would say that this is, definitely see it. You're going to have a good time. I know that it doesn't have the greatest reviews, and yes, there's newish, the sort of not really kind of in the MCU Netflix Daredevil TV show, and that is a good TV show, and I love what those actors did with it. But this is a movie, so it's shorter, and it's still a fun time, and I think they do a good job with it. So I think you should give it a shot and just enjoy the ride. That's what I have for this one, is that you're gonna watch it, and I think you're gonna have a good time. I had a good time. The fight sequences were fun, storyline worked, music was good, CGI, 90% of it holds up, and the other parts that don't distract. So it's a fun time, and there's great dialogue between all different characters. So give this one a shot. You don't have to wait for the director's cut, but the director's cut is not going to hurt anything or help anything. So whatever version you can find out there on whatever streaming platforms you have, or if you decide to buy it on DVD or Blu-ray or 4K or whatever, you do you, but you're going to have a good time. So if you've watched it or you've watched the director's cut or anything, let me know in the comments down below. But alright, that's all I have for this one. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye.